What's up? What's up? Y'all hear me? Patricia Blair. Hey, Patricia Blair, how you doing? Akademiks. What's up, y'all? I'm gonna let y'all fall in. Appreciate the people who are here right now. What's good? Yom J. Peace. Peace. Appreciate you. I'm yeah, this live is sponsored by Old Dusty Do Rags. Get your Old Dusty Do Rags and at my Shopify. I think that's a good one. Old Dusty Do Rags. I think that might be the sale. No, I am gonna have the set in the West shirts ready next week. They will be in the description, and you press to notify me. And if unchecked, 10 minutes later, the travesty. Wait, what happened? They still doing their little YouTube games? Oh man, that's sad. That's sad. But I appreciate you here, Bethany. Hey, Angel. Um, Yom J again. Auntie Leah's in the building. Appreciate y'all. I need some beard oil. Can I get a beard oil sponsor? I'm trying to grow my beard, and I need some Beijing. So I need two sponsors. No, I need three. I need another do rag sponsor because old Dusty do rags is out of commission. I need a beard oil. I need you know what else? I just need sponsors. What's up, Jim Brown? I'm kidding. I don't need sponsors. I'm over here just clowning. What's up, y'all? What is up? What's up? Sick with the scar. Uh, Beards are overrated. Sick with the scruff. Yeah, yeah. I like. I mean, well, I'm native. I have a lot of native blood in me. So you see, I be looking crazy. My beard be looking like Keanu Reeves, right? Because we both. Keanu Reeves is native too. Shout out to Keanu Reeves. Um, we, it just don't be growing like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. No, I don't need Peachy Man. No, hell no. We do not need that. Peachy, I think Peachy Man was for something else. That wasn't, no, no. And I don't need the Peachy Man sponsor because no, no, I don't need, I ain't worried about all that. The backdoor cleansing and stuff. We good. We're good. All right, y'all. Yeah. People, people are crazy. People are crazy, man. Yeah, for real. There you go, Jim Brown. I hope everyone's having a blessed, well, let me not even say blessed. Let me just say fortunate day, having a productive day, having an agreeable day. Um, Say I don't have Kevin Durant hair. Man, I'm sick of people hitting my live talking about some exhibit fell off. Like, so I'm just covering up. If y'all want me to take the do rag off, I'll take it off. Um, yeah. All right, Bethany. Thanks. Yeah, what's going on? What you said what's going on? What Patricia Blair? What's up? I appreciate you. And I appreciate all y'all. Y'all come in and y'all check in. Y'all. We got a surprise. Well, I ain't gonna say a surprise. We just got a treat today because I tend to just, if I'm gonna go live, I want to talk about something pertinent, not only what's going on in hip hop or what's going on in music industry. You know what I'm saying? Um, Jen Bryant, I think Jag will come up soon, but let me just get this out. She's gonna pop in. Y'all know how she is. We're on an upward trajectory. A lot of people are falling down, and I'm gonna say this: your mindset is what's gonna get you to the next level. A lot of individuals right now, they are mentally just on, and it's sad. I say this because I'm seeing it in real life. I got a friend of mine, I got a couple of friends of mine, and they talked about depression. And you said it took you a while to get through all the content. Appreciate you, Bethany. I'm getting more into the empowerment side too, because You have to buy a new oil pan for the part. Oh man, Patricia Blair. I know how that is. Man, I know how that is. I, Getting a whole new transmission and then finding out you can't even find the transmission for your car. You got to throw the whole car away. Yeah, Yom J, depression is real. And I'm gonna tell you guys though that it's due to the environment and there's smart dust. I shouldn't be talking like this. I'm gonna get more on the hold up, Jack. I'm gonna get more on the topic on the Patreon because I have solutions. I know people talk about, oh yeah, you should be worried about this, but I do have solutions. But smart dust, the diet, the consumption diet too, with what you watch and what you consume online every day, and all that, and just these devices contribution to the depression that's going on, and it is heavy depression, but your mindset, like I said, will get you through whatever it is you're going through. Everything is mental. You definitely just have to stay in high vibration, and how you can do that every morning is just wake up and just be thankful that you're breathing. You know what I'm saying? You say you've been on Zoloft for 2 years. Yeah, Jennifer, that's what's up. You didn't need, you're right, you didn't need the pill, you needed God, you needed the real, and that's when God say God is within, when they say God is within, that's real. God, you tell yourself positive affirmations, you love yourself, you're thankful, and you got to be genuinely in a space of just being thankful for everything you got. Shoot, even if I was living in a dang on underneath a bridge, I'm thankful because I can breathe and I have a chance to get up and do it again. And always understand this isn't this moment where you're at. It's gonna get better. In 5 minutes, it'll get better. In 5 days, it'll get better. Like it's always gonna be good. I know personally, I got a lot of people in my life that just kind of just abandoned. But people who are here, they appreciate me. They make sure I'm fed, I'm eating. And I'm a grown man. I'm gonna do. They know I'm gonna handle business, but I appreciate just those people. I appreciate everybody in this chat, everybody that comes to the channel. I appreciate y'all. So I'm not gonna be out on here grifting, asking for free stuff. I'm not gonna be on here telling y'all some bullish. I'm trying to uplift. I'm not the most positive, but I'm gonna let it be known. Uh, yeah. So right now, I'm just saying that to y'all to just stay in high vibration, and you can just simply look in the mirror and say you love yourself. Uh, and all types of crazy stuff is happening, and it's going to continue to happen. I already see it, but just
Hello?
don't trip. Yeah, I hear you.
You can hear me?
Yeah, you were talking before,
No, I wasn't saying anything at all. I was reading Jen's comment. I was trying to understand what she meant.
Jen. Who?
Well, Jen Brown is
Jen
in here,
Brown.
and yeah, Jen
Oh
Brown.
yeah.
She said, "The media live last night was so
Oh,
helpful. I finally understand. I was wishing Jade would have said more on what she wanted to talk about, but couldn't. So I know when the time is right for her. Exactly what is it that I said I wanted to talk about that I couldn't? Then could you
she will
clarify?
remind you. She definitely will remind you. Um, okay, hold on. I'm making that connection for who we were talking about earlier. We'll talk about it
Oh,
later.
oh.
Um, yeah, y'all.
What
I'm
did
sure
I
she'll.
miss?
Nothing. Honestly, I'm starting out this live just talking about positive affirmations and
Oh.
um, real life situations like depression that a lot of people are going through. So I have friends who I talk to, and I just try to be there for them, listen to them, and they're going through stuff. But at the same time, it's like, guess what? That's the operative word is going through it. You're not stuck in it. So they admit, yeah,
Mm.
they're depressed, and I think, yeah, Jennifer Robinson said. She was on Zoloft, but she realized she didn't need that. All she
Mm.
needed was the Most High, and I was like, that's right, because God is within. And if you affirm to yourself, you know what, I love myself, and you just want to stay in a positive high vibration. You may have a headache, you may going through some, just feeling weird or whatever. You can always recalibrate yourself. The headache can go away. Just take a nap, water, whatever. Just, you could. I'm not. I mean, I'm saying everything is mental. I'm not a goofy and saying, oh, well, everything is. All you gotta do is meditate and your headache will go away. I'm just saying, just uh, um, there's all I'm saying is there's all kind of things that are happening now.
Actually, if you pinch that flap of skin really tight in
Hmm.
between your index
Hmm.
finger and your thumb, it can help alleviate headache pain. There was something. What is this? What are you laughing at?
Uh, this the archaeologist. Um, Good to see you're getting at the live streaming again. Question: what do you look for in a man? A vagina.
You don't want a
That's number
man with a
one.
vagina. You don't
It's
want a
a
man
joke.
with a
He's
vagina.
obviously he's obviously joking. So I got
He's
jokes too.
joking.
He
He's
better be.
joking. They're gonna take that. They're gonna turn that into a soundbite.
That's fine. I don't care.
You want to know what's funny? They always do this.
Um,
But there was no, because you were speaking about could you do me a favor, archaeologist? Could you clone yourself 10 times and hit the like button for each one of your personalities? That would be great. Because we have 40 people in the room, and I would love it if the likes could match the views. Like if you're gonna be here, show up, be in attendance, raise your hand and say, here, I'm here, even if it is just a troll. You know, that's what you do in the classroom. You
yeah,
show up, and the teacher calls your name, and you say present, and that's how we
and
say
raise your
present
hand.
here.
Raise your hand. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how you do it. Yeah. No. Yeah. I'm. See, the thing is, see, I'm not gonna get anybody like. eh, archaeologists. You're funny, but keep it up, and I'm gonna have my folks gonna have to come get you. But no. What were you saying? Go ahead. I'm sorry. I just started laughing when I saw that.
No, I was in a workshop one day, and they were teaching us, how controlling yourself and controlling your atmosphere is all one and the same. It all kinds of work together. And so, we were doing an exercise one day, and they were like, do you have a headache? Do you have a pain? Um, Focus on it. Like, focus on that. Close your eyes, breathe in, breathe out, focus on it. And then they would say, okay, now that you're focusing on where it is, start to move it away from where it is and move it away from you, move it out of you. And I never realized that actually works.
Yeah.
Because pain, it's really not in the body, it's all in the mind.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you can allow your mind to isolate and fixate on where the pain is with, just intense focus, you can move that pain, and it can move and move and move until you move it away from you. And yeah, it all comes, it's same thing, redirecting your breath, all of that. But what I
Hmm.
realized is that a lot of people who end up with disease and end up with stuff, it's because they're allowing their minds to be plagued by whatever it is that they're going through. And the body creates this diversion, this thing we call pain. And then we focus on that rather than focusing on the fact that it's not really real. It's not really there. But yeah,
Yeah. 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 Everything is mental. That is that's one of the laws of
especially YouTube. YouTube is very
oh
mental.
yeah. Oh yeah, YouTube is mental. I want to say this for the YouTube weirdos. I'm playing chess. You playing Uno. You about to be upstate making Pruno. Yeah, that's for these these weirdos, a bunch of weirdos online, man. It's funny. I'm realizing how effective the messaging is and how I run certain individuals. I don't even have to mention your name, and you get so reactionary. You get a little tingling in your butthole, right?
It's
You may want
called
to.
making a whole move.
Man, I make a move then, I guess. Like it's a bomb ass beat in the club, right?
Yeah,
Making a
me, you
move.
know, I must be doing the same thing.
You are too. No, you making hoes move, right? You making hoes move. I know I'm making a move. I ain't gotta do nothing but mention, put your name, not even put your name, but just put something out there on the thumbnail, and it's making you irritated. You're getting yeah. But like you say, everything is mental. Like people put all types of stuff out there about you, about me, and we just choose to ignore it nowadays.
Yeah, I mean, I'm doing a much better job with it than I used to. But then again, I'm not fishing as much as I used to. You know,
Hmm.
when I hear people say I started watching you back in 2023, it always it's like, oh, 2023. It was a very eventful time. It was a very eventful year, and I'm sure for those who
It
were
was the best
watching,
of times. It was the worst of times.
actually, no, for me, it was just the worst. It was the
It was the
worst
worst
on
of
top
times.
of the worst on the
It was
top
the
of the
worst of
worst.
times.
But for everyone that was watching, it was, I guess it was good TV for them. So it's wild. You know, there are the people who knew me from before. There were 2023. Oh man, you started 2024. Okay, Beth. So then you came in at
So
a very
she
illuminating
came.
time.
That's when I met you.
I know. I know.
That was your. What was that? That was your. How many times you were on the Blue Cap? Was that the third time? And when you went in April, right? Because you were yeah, you went 2024
I
April.
had just come
And
back. Yeah, I had just come back April 2024. Um, and it's so funny because there was that clip.
Mhm.
Oh, did people try to make something out of that? And then the next time I went back with you.
Mhm. Yeah, people, number one, y'all, people on this online stuff, just weird. But I do appreciate, and I'm gonna say one thing. Shout out to, of course, the homie Dewan B, all my Lamert Park brothers and sisters, Billion, um, your friend who, it's funny you mentioned, that time last year, because that's when you went back to the blue couch and you got arrested. And really, I'm gonna give a shout out to the homegirl Friday Jones because she's the one who really helped us get you out of prison too. I know people think it was real life
Well,
and
I
all that.
wasn't in prison.
Right. That was extreme, not prison, jail, the the coochie house, because it wasn't the booty house. The booty house is men's prison.
Mm. Oh, and by the way, meditation, we gave you 5 minutes to meditate so that you could get your
What
mind
did med-
right.
what did meditate say? Well, never mind. It don't matter.
If you want to
Uh,
look, you can. They're
it
weird.
comes up. Well, again, back to the weirdos online. Look, it's so funny. See, I got these glasses on. They're so weird. They're gonna be like, "Let's see what's in Dusty's background. Let me look through his glasses and see. Oh my God, he lives off um, Farmington, and because you can." These people are weird. I'm gonna let y'all know these people are weird. But back to what I was saying.
Did you
Hold,
ever
hold up, hold
see
up.
some of the video that weirdo used to do on me,
Oh,
looking in my glasses and then changing the peripheral like a real cop and looking for street signs
well,
and looking
that,
for
that's
some. Oh my goodness.
That's what I was saying. Oh, Patricia Blair, sorry. I put the ads on. That's probably it's because of they're being aggressive with the ads, but I'm doing it for a purpose. Don't trip. You're good. It's they're just doing it because that's what I'm setting up, and we'll talk about that because that's a whole nother situation. Um,
Hey,
Auntie Leah's in
Auntie
the
Leah.
building. No, yeah, they're so weird. They're very weird, and yeah, I know that that's what they do because I got some intel from some people, and I'm not going to disclose. I'm actually I ain't even say I'm putting together. I pretty much already have like a think tank of some sort that's helping me with a lot of stuff that I'm doing behind the scenes. And again, shout out to well, I was saying shout out to Friday Jones, shout out to Billion, shout out to Dewan B, shout out to all my people in Leimert Park, Lions Butter, shout out to him. Yeah, I got to get something. We got to promote him, and of course the BLM family,
Actually,
and
I really want to get with him because the product that he does and the product that I used to do, I think that would make an interesting thing. Oh, we have
you
five
may
three
just
three
need to
five.
you just may need to get back into the swing of things and doing what you used to do. But
Well, I'm
that's what I'm
waiting to
saying.
see if everybody's got their money back because all of those people put in orders for salve,
No, just
and
start new.
apparently it
I
was
got
going to my ex-husband, my second
you. Yeah,
ex-husband, who's been collecting
you have to
money, and
start.
I hope to
You have to
God he
start
didn't
new.
try to sell them anything.
You have to start new. That's already been. You got to take care of that on that end, and then you just start new. But
I
giving
don't know why
people,
I gotta take care of it. The money that they sent ain't go to my bank account.
well, when I say take care of it, that means you have to talk to the proper authorities about um, what's the word? Because that's fraud essentially, and you had
Yeah.
nothing to do with it. And
Yeah,
then
but they
you
ain't get it from
start
me.
from
They ain't steal it from
there.
me. And the money
Well,
could only go to
okay,
one bank account. It ain't come to mine. They need to press charges for fraud.
okay. So yeah, long story short, got to start
Sorry.
new because you have a product, and that's what I'm realizing too. You go to the store, okay. Guess what? Go to the store. We all know milk isn't necessarily good for the body like they told us when we were kids. Milk does the body good. That's not true. So
No.
a lot of people go and they do raw milk. Okay, that's you doing raw milk, cool. Or they will go and get almond milk and oat milk. But almond milk, oat milk has vegetable oil in it and it has some gums. Like there's a lot of stuff that you know people just need to be aware of. So what happens the same thing with like religion. A lot of people were like, you know what, I'm turned off by religion, all the TD snakes and the uh, um, Eddie Schlongs, right? And then they go into the conscious. They will go from religion, church, Christianity to the conscious, but it's still the same BS over there. You get what I'm saying? It'd be the same BS. So um, it's like they know people's movements, and this is where I'm going with it. Just like Elon Musk, he wants to start the Vine situation. If we start up Vine, what it is he's going to understand the movement of real people because most of the internet right now is bots, it's bullshit, it's computers, it's AI. But where can you aggregate a place or an app where you get real people? They track it. So if he drops a vine, everybody's gonna go over there and or whatever he's saying. I don't know what he's gonna do, but you just got to pay attention to how people are moving. And it's the same thing. Sheep people, a lot of people are sheep. So I'm throwing that correlation out there to y'all in regards to they throw stuff out there, they put information out there, and then it's like I said, milk. We know it's not good for you. Okay, what's the alternative? Almond milk, oat milk, but they still putting crap in there that's gonna jack your system up. So I've been just pulling back on a lot of just even that because I think Jag, we were talking about that as far as like sugar intake. It's a lot of sugar in like oat milk and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Um, you might as well drink milk. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna drink it. But long story short, I'm
Well, the
saying
thing
people
is
pay
this
attention.
milk is from cows. And when
Right.
a being produces milk, they're supposed to be producing that milk for their own species.
For their offspring.
We're not little animals. We're not little cows. And then we wonder why our children are, growing up too fast, why their bodies are maturing too fast, because they're ingesting what was inside the cow. Like those hormones, those steroids that they use to make cows grow faster so that they can produce milk faster. every time you feed that to your kid, that's going in your kid.
And they're developing all these stuff quick. Yeah.
Yeah. And then they wonder why we have an epidemic of, all these
Hmm.
young children
Hmm.
with
Hmm.
diabetes, needing to
Hmm.
be on all kinds of steroids, insulins,
Hmm.
stuff like that. So it's like, you know, unless we're going to sit around and just start milking humans, maybe see that's the thing.
See that,
Lived I've lived
that's
and
a
worked in
fetish.
so many different countries. You know what? You need to stop because it's making me think about Jim Carrey in Me, Myself, and Irene. Anyway, so when he put the baby down and started milking the woman himself, it was terrible. He was always just a little out of
See,
control when
Bethany,
he slipped into his
Bethany
other.
said, Bethany, see, you, and I know that. And it's like, I don't know about all that, but carry on,
No,
carry on.
seriously. My thing is, I learned that there were other things to eat. Like it's just funny the way they programmed our minds in the United States. You have to eat this at this time of the day. You have to have that at that time of the
Hmm.
day. You have to
Hmm.
eat like this. You
Hmm.
have to eat like that. This
Hmm.
is the proper way to eat. If you're not feeding your
For
family
money,
this, you're not
money.
doing this bad. And meanwhile, they're doing it all to program you to buying the stuff that they want you to buy so you'll get sick on schedule so that they can medicate you on schedule so that they like it. That's what all of this is done for. That's what
Yeah,
all of this is
it's
done
an
for. The
it's an
truth is I
algorithm, man.
know plenty of countries that don't deal with milk, or if they do,
Yeah,
it's like goat milk or something
yeah,
like
no,
that. Like it's funny.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, we used to have goat milk when I was in Compton when I was a kid. Sometimes it would come out green, or that would freak me out. But I didn't really like it. But it was because of the programming, conditioning, etc. But goat milk is probably better for humans
A
than
human
cow's
being,
milk.
yeah, and cow's milk, yeah. So it's like, I mean, the thing is who needs milk? Do you need milk? Because you can eat the
Mhm.
granola, and everyone is talking and looking like raw diet is so much better for people. Like I don't even think people really understand that cooked food isn't necessarily what's best for your body.
Well,
Raw
the
diet,
goal right the goal right now is to be as raw as possible, and um, yeah, some everything doesn't have to be cooked. Stay away from the preservatives, so they ain't doing nothing but jacking you up. But even if you go like to Trader Joe's and get the chicken, the antibiotic chicken. They supposedly they got the stuff in there. It's like allegedly, right? So you just got man. I'm like man, I'm gonna grow my own chickens. Like I'm to that point. I'll be like, let me just grow my own chickens
they
and get it
jacking
popping.
everything up. They just sticking needles and everything and they just injecting stuff and they doing all kinds of things. But
Yeah, cat, you go. She said the raw green juices literally healed my peptic. Oh yeah,
yeah.
and if you start fasting, I think they said 36 hours is that point. But I'm doing a lot more fasting and stuff. Yeah, you fast. If you can fast for 36 hours, you can start getting rid of a lot of cancerous cells. Go ahead, Jack.
Hmm. No, you preaching. I'm just sitting there saying, like, I don't think we realize how we've been trained to help the system destroy us, so
Hmm.
that we can continue to, make them money and make them rich with, their stuff. And it's just there's a lot of things, God put everything that we needed on this earth for us to heal ourselves. And I think that's why they hated Dr. Sabi so much, because Dr. Sabi taught everybody to lean back into that. Like, I tell you one thing, I can feel the difference in my life without my CMOS, without having my CMOS in my life. Because
Yeah,
man,
I used to hit the CMOS. I had for like a year and something straight with my smoothies. But even with that, I was kind of jacking up because I was doing a lot more fruit smoothies when I got to balance it. Like do the alkalines, then maybe some fruit, then you just kind of But yeah, sea moss is good for you. You definitely got to get it. Simply wholesome
y-
in LA or just order it online. But you got to be careful where you get the sea moss too. So,
yeah,
but yeah, yeah. But
We shouldn't eat
honestly,
anything that doesn't have seeds in it, my God. Like if it
true.
doesn't have seeds, it's not human. Apple cider vinegar, I always keep a bottle of that around.
I guess yogurt is good, just not all the time
Mm-mm.
because it's a probiotic. It can, yeah. I don't know.
Hmm.
Guess
I
it
had me
depends
some
on
Greek
how.
yogurt. Sure did. Had me
And
some
not the
Greek
Diddy,
yogurt.
not the Diddy food Greek yogurt.
Hmm?
Um, it's a joke. It's a joke. Anyway,
Hmm.
nonetheless, I didn't mean. I wanted to at least start the live off with something positive that people could take away. You
Yeah.
know, not anything salacious, not no good. Well, I don't do gossip. That's what I don't do. Even though I'm talking about a gossip queen, academic, but I don't really do gossip. But I'm like, let me at least throw something to the people that's um, gonna potentially maybe help. And I think more channels that you watch or more content creators that you watch and they have something positive to give you, I think you should really subscribe to those channels. People that are just spilling tea and gossip and it just like 6 hours of just like I listen to this one content creator that I don't normally listen to and I had to do it for like an hour. I was just like, I don't see how people can just listen to this garbage all day in and out. Like I couldn't. I could. I would. And the person's voice was just annoying. I was just like, Lord. But
Hateful.
you know, yeah, yeah, and back to consumption. What you're saying, just like you shouldn't consume stuff with a whole lot of preservatives and a lot of BS and a lot of gum and sugar and oils, vegetable oil. You shouldn't consume content creators who are just cussing nonstop and they have a spirit on them that's of hate and jealousy and you can hear it. You can really hear it. That's why I have to re-upload that Noah Jacobs situation that I talked about with you and him putting that information out there, that bearing false witness one, right?
Mm-mm.
When you are on when you're online and you're doing this type of work, you're not. And if you got a certain amount of subscribers, you got to put yourself in a leadership position. So people are consuming you and what you got to say, and but also your spirit. If you got a effed up spirit about you, it's gonna come through. You know what I'm saying?
I
So
mean,
y'all see me on here. I'm not just talking crap and putting spewing BS. I'm trying to raise the consciousness, give something positive. Go ahead.
I'm sure some people would say that I'm full of crap and spouting BS and hateful and
Would you consider what you have done on your previous channels and this channel like gossip? Because I really don't think it's gossip. Gossip
well,
is a
for
whole
me,
different.
most of the time I'm not addressing what's happening in other people's lives. Like I don't get online and be like,
Mm,
"Ooh, did you see what such and such was wearing? And did you see
mhm,
what such
mhm,
and such was saying?
mhm,
And did you know that such and
mhm.
such was messing with such and 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 ooh, that's what they do. And such and such and such." Like, no, I don't do that. I really don't do that. I just I'm not number one, I'm not that interested in anybody else's life to begin with. And when I have talked about other people or other situations, usually it's where it intersects or it collides into mine. Um, I wouldn't say that I'm narcissistic and I'm just totally self-focused, but the truth is I believe in sharing the experiences of my life because I believe that other people can learn from the things that I go through. Maybe most people don't go through everything that I've gone through, or I mean, my life is nothing like anyone else's, but I share because I believe that if I can make it through all of the insane things that I've made it through, then you can make it through whatever you're going through. You know, it's wild when I go out into the world and I speak to people in the world and they tell me about how many times my videos or the things that I've said have helped them or
Exactly. I share wisdom. And I tell people all the time, if you don't want to be a part of my story, then stop working so hard at being a part of my story. Stay out of my life, stay out of my business. I wouldn't be able to talk about anyone or talk about what's going on if it wasn't interjecting itself. I'm sorry. Oh, no, I haven't. Chill out. And you know what? If you're going to come in here and say that, chill out, then what I'm going to need you to do is I'm going to
Oh,
need you to say who I said that to. Like, no, I want to know. I want to know.
well,
Mm.
whatever. Chill
No,
out
I
is
do.
basically
I really wanted to
listen.
know. No, because see,
Not,
this is the thing. People say these things about me all the time, but nobody ever asks them. If you're going to say that I'm a liar, if you're going to call me a liar, then at least do me the favor and call it out. Call it
well,
out. What is it?
chill out, chill out. Needed to chill out. But the reason why I even said what I said because I was just going to segue into the topic at hand. We can get back to this because I'm just letting people know this ain't a gossip channel. This is not gossip. This is set in the West. This is hip hop. And don't get it twisted. Music industry, entertainment industry isn't hip hop. Hip hop is higher, infinite power, healing our people, helping our people. Shout out to Griff, shout out to Karis One, the ones who opened up my eyes to what hip hop is. Hip hop is God, right? Now,
Hmm.
there are people who are in I'll say the zeitgeist, and people that their voice, it go back to what I think Rumi said something about people's voices and um, make your words count more and not make your voice louder because the flowers can grow with more rain, but they don't grow with thunder. Um,
Mm,
and that's a bar, right? So you got a person like academics. Number
mm,
one, the more that I am starting to really peep what's going on at hand in this quote unquote hip hop sphere, a lot of these people are not feeding the people. They're not helping the people. So they're really not hip hop. A person like academics, he's he's questionable, and I already said that. Just the whole thing with him talking to the little kid like that, uh, you would get your head knocked off in on Mobile Line talking to anybody's kid like that. But the industry, they're cool with it. But that's a whole nother conversation. I know he went on recently and was talking about Offset and all of the women that he had slept with. I think he mentioned their names. And this is
mm-hmm,
a legend, right? Him mentioning Offset's mistresses. So one he said Sweetie, another he said Chrisean Rock.
mm-hmm.
Who's the other person? Ari, is it Ari Lennox? Is Ari Lennox someone that's connected to Offset?
I mean, I wouldn't be
Or maybe I'm talking
surprised.
about Ari something else. Is there another Ari out there, y'all? Um, but I say all that to say, number one, I don't care too much for Offset like that. If that's what Offset do that, right? I don't care. Um, but mentioning people's names sometimes it's kind of like, okay, uh, you say certain people's name to invoke or to uh, it's almost like Candyman, like with you, Jag. I think some people have said your name as of recent, and we're gonna talk about that too. And it's
Mm,
like you say your name like Candyman, and you jumping out the cut with a blicky in your hand, Jag. So people will say certain people's name to uh, get a rise. So I think
mm-hmm.
I don't understand why Offset. I mean, I don't understand why Academia is saying Offset's name when it's like, bro, there's a whole lot of other stuff that you could be talking about, and I know you know some stuff. I'm talking about Acadiddy, and he doesn't. He chooses not to say anything.
What's he
He
gonna talk
chooses to
about?
stay silent. No, no, no. Listen, he chooses to stay silent, and I'm just talking about just in general about these people who have platforms, and Yeah, Ari Fletcher. Okay, there it is. Ari Fletcher. Thank you. My Kia is on point. Appreciate it. Okay, so that makes sense. Um, but you're saying stuff about certain people, but you don't want to say something that's going to really help the people because you're in somebody's pocket, and then you don't want to ruffle feathers because you're in this industry because you don't want to get so-called quote unquote, I'll say white balls, because if you get blackballed, well, Diddy like black balls, right? But I'll
You
say
a
white ball,
mess.
right? White ball. You don't want to get white ball. So if you said something like, "Yo," you talk something crazy about one of these alt right cats, because I don't think a lot of people really understand what's going on. Like certain people in certain society in this society are throwing out dog whistles left and right, and I'm so they say I hate the term woke. I'm conscious enough though to peep, and it's like, okay, maybe we gotta alert the people about X, Y, and Z. Maybe we gotta say this. Maybe we gotta say that. I'm in that spirit of like '92 L.A. riots. Man, I'm telling you, I was out here and you could feel the air. For like a good year or something. I was just like, whoa, something's happened. Something's gonna happen, and it happened. It's like the same thing now, but you got certain people that are in certain places that are just like, hey, you can't say no. Something's happening. Something's about to happen. But these people are just so shook, scared. So that's why I said Akademi. He knows something's happening, but he can't say nothing. Same thing with
I'm not
Charlemagne
paying
because
attention to
they
what
have
people are saying. I'm paying attention
they
to
have.
what they're not saying. That's really
Well,
the
there you
telling
go.
part.
There you go. Because think about it. He's not saying nothing because if he says something, just like Kanye, I'm not mad at Kanye. He's saying certain stuff, and I get why he's saying it. Now I realize
Man,
why he did what he
I'm
did, but
I'm
I don't. I still
disappointed in
don't.
him. I'm disappointed in him.
But he peeped the play, but he's not. He's still not saying what's really up and what's
He
really going
punking
on
out. He punking out.
because they got something on them. Just like they got something on
Yeah,
Academics, just like they got something on Charlemagne the Fraud, right? So and look, y'all,
they
I'm not
got
hating
something
on
on
nobody.
everybody.
If you are in a certain position, they got something on you. So why are they not talking about? And I'm not gonna get into the biblical stuff. We'll talk about it later. But why are they not talking about, like? Because you've been low key kind of hinting at it about Revelations, and we can go to the Book of Numbers. We can go to all types of stuff, prophecy. That's we're looking at it, and it's like, okay, even if you're not spiritual or religious, you could you know something's up, right? Why are we not giving the people the right information? I don't get it. But Akadidi went on and went straight to the, well, I'm going to talk about this person. And it's like, yo, what are you really doing to feed the people? Because you got money, but you're not really, even if with your money, if you don't want to give up your money, that's fine. Feed the people, though.
Let's be
Feed the people.
honest.
Shout out to my guy, Sadiq Bakari, the program FTP. It was Feed the People, or it can mean F the Police, or whatever, but it was FTP, Feed the People. Go ahead.
This is my thing. Why are you talking about a marriage that's over?
And that ain't real.
Why does it? All right, but let's talk. Let's save that for last. Why are you talking about a marriage that's over? Right? It's supposed to be over. They're supposed to be over. She's moved on. He's moved on. It's supposed to be over. So who cares who he was with while they were together? Who cares? Like that's the thing that's really pissing me off about all of this because you can't say, "Oh yeah, I'm exposing the infidelity in their relationship." They over. They over. Right now, Cardi B is trying to figure out how she's going to get around not having to pay that man alimony, and she's not. She's going to have to pay him. Like, if you want to talk about something that's pertinent in pop culture, then you should be talking about that. The division of assets, stuff like that. Why are you talking about all of the women that he been with? And I'm gonna tell you why. Because you're looking to create some kind of thing for Cardi
Mhm.
B to now attack and go after all of these women who was messing with her man while they was together, and now we got beef. Now we got beef, right? But who cares? Because guess what? Just like she was sleeping with all of those, like if he's going to talk about the autopsy of that marriage, then you should talk about all of the men she was sleeping with as well, including people allegedly in his family. So, like, there's a whole lot if you're going, but see, no, that's not what you want to do. They're trying to find ways to keep people relevant. They're trying to find ways to make people, gossip worthy in some way, shape, or form. Like the simple fact that they talking about Ra Ali and Cardi B still going at it after all of these years. Like she's
That's
so
old.
far past
That's
loving hip
old.
hop, loving hip hop. And the thing is, they're not even being honest why the two of them is really beefing. Not even they're being honest about it. They're being dishonest because the reason why Ra Ali for real is mad at Cardi B and will always be mad at Cardi B is because she got in the way of her bag. She was a Remy Ma person. She was going to ride the Remy Ma wave all the way to glory. It was supposed to be great. It was supposed to be amazing. It was supposed to be all of these things. And guess what? It didn't work out. Cardi came in, she did what she did, and she stole Remy Ma's glow up. And then she went on to do what she went on to do. And Riley got left, sitting there still trying to buy shoes and picking out shoes for Remy Ma. And now look at the whole situation. And then you got the Clarissa situation, like that situation. I don't even understand why people are still talking about this, why people think that that's news. It's not news. There's nothing newsy about it. Everyone wants to sit there and make like Papoose isn't a messy little bitch right now. Like and it's just pathetic. It's all pathetic. So when I see these male bloggers sitting here talking about relationships that probably weren't even real to begin with, and if you're gonna get
Mm,
messy, then get all the way messy. Get all the way messy. Like what makes Cardi and Offset this great hip hop love affair? What makes it? She was working with the Migos. Rumor has it, allegedly, she banged every last one of them. So there's nothing special here. There's nothing special here. They were partying her, the Barty party. And that's what the word was. But don't nobody want to talk about that though. Don't nobody want to talk about that part. Or how
mm,
he ran off with the bag because she was their girl and then she became his girl. And then
mm.
when she started making all of the money and everything, like all of this stuff is really weird. Meanwhile, all of their pants is just a little bit too tight. All of them act just a little bit too feminine. And all of these women are financing these men. Like, I
Mm,
don't get it. It's
mm.
weird.
Ah,
I, I mean,
wow.
I don't, I don't know. I don't know. Somebody's asking about Karuchi Tran. I don't know. Poor child.
Well,
I
well,
feel
what I was
bad for
gonna.
the girl. No, I feel bad for the girl because she's been disposable in Hollywood the whole time she's been in Hollywood. She's been disposable. She's been looking for someone to wife her for quite some times. Is everybody forgetting about how she was with Chris Brown? And that was supposed to be the love of her life. And she was down and it was great. And they were living together. And Rihanna, being the messy bitch that she was, literally swooped in to take Chris Brown away from Karuchi so he would throw her out. And in the second that he did, she left him.
Okay, Jack. So
All these people are petty.
again, again,
I'm sorry.
paying attention to the chat will divert the conversation. And I was going to answer that last, and that's cool. You answered it. That's great. I didn't really have an answer for it, but I wanted to pivot because, for the most part, what you were saying about the Migos and um, the Academy and Cardi, on point, very on point. and I wanted to juxtapose what he said to what Suge Knight said because
Oh.
I mean Suge Knight is the I mean once upon a time he was the boogeyman of hip hop, and now he's
Yeah.
inmate number blah blah blah. No disrespect, but
Mm.
but I think Suge is trying to, I don't know, maybe like okay, if for those who don't know, Suge just recently dropped a phone call. It was a good 12 minutes. I heard it, and he was going in. Number one, he kind of lightweight, allegedly, let's just say allegedly, said the name of Tupac's killer, right?
Unaliver?
Y'all can find I'm sorry, Unaliver. Yeah, my bad. Unaliver, right? Um, he mentioned it, and I said, ooh. But then before he got there, he Sugar was going in. He mentioned Whack 100. He
Mm.
said Whack 100. Everybody little bros you because Whack 100 was kind of was he really tied to Suge and Death Row? No, not really, but he was tied to Henchman and Jimmy Henchman, and
Mm.
Suge mentioned that. See, so Suge is talking that talk, and again, this is not male gossip like Michelle Obama called Stephen A. Smith's content. This is not
Mm.
male gossip. You heard about that, right? We could talk about that. That was
Mm.
I was like, whoa. She called Stephen A. Smith's content male gossip. But hold on, before we move on to that, Suge was talking
Mm.
that talk, and this is the talk that I'm talking about. Suge was basically saying, hold on, okay, my chair was about to give up on my fat ass. That's
You
why I'm
get it.
losing weight, y'all.
Ain't nothing fat about you. Stop lying to yourself.
These nuts is fat.
You
Um,
know what?
this dude Suge though. Suge basically was going in and saying names. He said names. So I was very proud of Suge for that. And with that being said, he mentioned Ray. Well, he didn't mention Ray J, but he mentioned Whack 100 for the first part and was just saying everybody's always a little bro on you because I didn't know Whack 100 was up under Jimmy. I guess Jimmy Henchman. There's some
Mm.
ties to some things with Jimmy. We all know.
And bad boy.
Then yeah, see. Then he mentioned Ray J.
Mm.
He said Ray J used to get it hard for men.
Mm.
He said Ray J used to get it hard for the men.
I
I
can
said,
see
wow.
that.
And then he called Whack 100. He said he talked about Whack 100's mama. That's cold. Like don't bring mamas into it. But he talked about Whack 100's mama. Call. Oh my God. He
Mm.
said, okay, so Whack 100 real name is Cash, and he
Mm.
said, well, your name is Cash because uh, your mama was this and you was a trick baby. I said,
Mm.
Suge is Suge is Suge is taking notes from you, Jag.
It's
Suge is jagging
he's jagging
out.
out.
He look, before he said the end of the conversation was like going in on Reggie and saying Reggie right. Reggie called him pork butt right, and he was like, "Yo, Reggie right. We know what was really going on, and I haven't said anything, but I know who did what at that intersection, and it's because the situation with Pac and you didn't get paid because
Mm.
Reggie says all types of stuff about his involvement with Death Row and stuff that happened, blah blah blah. I think you even confirmed about the somebody saying got him over the next tail.
Mm-hmm.
When he mentioned that, and but he's saying he's pointing fingers at Reggie and some. He's saying it wasn't some gang. It well, probably was some gangbangers. So I think he mentioned Keefe D too, but he said it was some
Mm.
crooked cops that did the unalivement of
Yeah.
Tupac. And I can go in and talk about Reggie Wright Sr., and then we all know about Reggie Wright Jr., and should even mention the old mayor of Compton, Omar. Shout out to the old mayor of Compton, Omar. I met him once. He's cool. Um, but he was involved in some stuff. Suge knows some stuff. So he's
Suge
keeping
knows
his cards
everything.
close.
That's the
You
thing.
know,
Suge knows everything.
and let me say this before I get off of this, because Suge was going in, and I always thought, to me, I knew Suge knew something, and I'm like, dude, why aren't you saying nothing? But I always went with that narrative of CIA. We all know the CIA has offices and control in the entertainment industry, and the
And
CIA
have
knew
for
who Pac was,
decades.
but always. But the CIA knew who Pac was. I have a book by John Potash called "The FBI War on Tupac and Shakur and Other Black Leaders," and that whole thing was like an eye opening. I got to reread that book along with Griff's book. I got to go read Griff's book too. Shout out to John Potash and Griff. Y'all should go check these books out. But they like he dropped a lot of game on that, and just how the CIA, FBI, they knew what Pac was, and they knew the potential, and they had to eliminate the threat. And
Early.
I always thought, because I remember there was a rumor back in the day, if you listen to the first 3 seconds of Machiavelli, the album, and
Hmm.
someone says something, and it's kind of inaudible, but someone says something before the skit comes on, and it's like a room, noise room, and then it's like a press hearing or something. Like you can hear people, and you can kind of hear someone say, "Suge shot me." That's always been the rumor.
Mm.
When Machiavelli came out, um, people were like, you know what? If you listen to that first few seconds of Machiavelli album, really, really turn it up real, real loud. It says, "Suge shot me," and I didn't want to believe it, but I was like, you know what? Reading these books, I'm like, well, maybe it's something to this. Maybe it's something to it. Death Row, we all knew, was basically, you know what it was, Jack. What was Death Row? A front for what?
PSYOP. That's what I'll
Yeah.
say. I'll say it's a
Yeah.
PSYOP.
Yeah. So my thing was like, you know what? Maybe Suge had something to do with it. Yeah. If you have the CD, Lady Angel, you can rip that first. I think it's Bomb. The irony is, I think the same song is called Bomb First. If
Which
you
is
listen to
weird.
that, right?
It's
I think that's
weird
it.
because Reggie has been sitting here pump faking on Tupac's legacy this entire
Well,
time. Heavy.
yeah,
And,
but
it's the kind of thing that, like, a serial unaliver would do, use his trophy as his totem for
hmm
relevance.
hmm
Um, but the thing is it's wild because I don't think people are paying attention to how they're running the algorithms these days, but they're creating diversions and scare tactics, like with everything that's going on. So you tell me about this whole situation, right? And guess what I saw earlier today? There was a video that just came up from a channel I've never seen before. And guess what the whole thing was about?
what's that?
Allegedly, Tupac unalived his best friend and took it to his grave.
Hmm.
And I'm just like, are you serious? Are you kidding me? It goes to show you that they're really paying attention to everything that goes out because every time someone is about to bring some real truth, you'll see a diversionary thing. Like, I went live last night, and then all of a sudden, somebody putting up a video trying to make it seem like Dame Dash had something explosive to say about me. And I went and I grabbed it and I listened to it later. And when we listened to it, it was an old interview from last year from New America. Like you can hear, like if you pay attention, somebody will say something about this one person and it'll get people all going. Like it's just wild to me. It's wild. Like they are literally paying attention to and watching everything. They are trying to pay attention to everything to steer every narrative to change every story. So like For real, for real. Like, tell me more about this whole Suge confessional.
Okay. Well, I found this funny. Side note, if y'all want to laugh,
What?
I sent this to you. Um, we'll get back to the Suge thing. I'm just throwing a little comedy in. We're gonna take a little comedy break. Eddie Murphy said his favorite memory on Dreamgirls on the set
Mm-hmm.
with Beyonce and Jennifer Hudson. So Eddie Murphy said Jay Hood was ashy and she was licking her fingers to get the
Mm,
ash off. And Beyonce grabbed her and said, "Oh, girl, don't do that. I'll get you some cream."
mm.
Oh my God. I just found shout out to Eddie Murphy. That nigga funny as a motherfucker.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
then, hey, look, two tweets in a row because I saw this one too. Gabrielle Union and her wife pose while having a little dinner date. That's cute. That's very cute.
no, her
Yeah,
wife.
her wife or his wife. How about that? Um,
No,
but yeah,
look,
his wife. You can say
you
that.
want to know what I find funny? Why do people think people care about that relationship anymore?
I don't know.
I
Um,
ended that relationship on the blue couch. That relationship's over. It don't even matter if they stay together, if they don't stay together. They done gave him a prostate cancers, something. They done gave her this and gave her that, all kinds of stuff. Her daddy, like nobody even cares to feel sympathy for them anymore. Don't nobody care.
nah,
Like nobody cares. Like it's over. Everybody knows it's fake. Everybody knows it's whack. Just like everybody, I think, is finally over giving a damn about Will Smith and Jada Pinkett. Like we know it's fake. We know it's over. I think that's why they're fighting so hard to hold on to some of these other relationships because they really want to believe that this crap is, meaningful. But eh,
Say
eh.
something. Go ahead.
I said,
I think my
eh.
battery. Hold on. I'm trying to. Okay. Well, I guess my sound is is okay, bro. Come on. Um, I think my sound just whatever. But you can hear me though, right?
Hmm.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Probably barely. Jesus. Okay. Anyway, because I could barely hear you. You say how the audio is great. Okay. Well, that's because I've been using my janky earbuds, and it's probably because I need a sponsor. I need to get a sponsor earbud
Mm.
company. Um, I guess I'll just do it from here because this is no earbud. So, Lady Classic Cat Gloria, give me the difference. Like, how's the sound quality then versus now? You can let me know. Like, on a scale of
Sounds
one to
good.
10.
Like you sound normal. You sound good.
Okay. Um, yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, a lot of these Hollywood relationships are pretty much come on. Swizz Beats and
They
Swizzy
not
and
as
Alicia
real as we are.
Keys. Right.
They not as real.
Okay. So okay, good then, now better. Okay, I guess I just gotta start using this. Um yes, but Swizz Beats and Alicia are
Mm.
supposedly whatever. But I don't care. Like the thing is it's like, oh, okay, whatever. Um,
I feel the
that's
same
how I look
way.
at it.
I don't care.
Oh well, who
See, this is the
cares?
thing.
Next.
This is the thing. Why do they want people to feel sorry for people that don't deserve sympathy? You want to know what
Yeah.
I really can't stand about all of these so-called celebrity relationships, whatever? They really make a mockery of real relationships. They do, because they're not real. They do it all to convince people that they're like them so that they can get people to be envious of their lifestyle, so that they can trick them and convince them into buying things that they don't really want or don't really need. Like that's literally the value of their relationship is to sell you crap. And for me it's like that's what's wrong with the world. But I said this on the blue couch. You remember? I'm like, that's why y'all women are having such a hard time finding real relationships because you're busy lusting after these celebrity relationships. Meanwhile, you have a closeted dyke who's in a relationship with some undercover brother who's on the DL. They're sitting there pretending to love each other and to care about each other, and you're going after that. You're lusting after that. You're running after that. And guess what? When you go and you find it, you're not understanding why it's not working out, why he's still lying to you, why he'd rather spend more time with all of his friends, why he doesn't come home till 4 a.m. in the morning, why he wants to split bills with you, why he doesn't want to do anything special with you, why he wants it to be this and wants it to be that, and why it's okay for him to go on romantic vacations with his best friend while his wife is at home having an affair with the pool boy. And you're
Or the
sitting here
or the
trying to
babysitter, the damn
emulate
woman.
demise. Exactly. You're sitting here trying to emulate the demise of real relationship.
Mm-mm-mm.
That's why I said, somebody said to me, I'm jealous of Gabrielle Union. Why would I be jealous of some hoe that's splitting bills with a friggity fraggity? You know what I'm saying? With a French with a deep fried friggity fraggity. Why? Why would I be jealous of that? Why would I be jealous of a woman who has to make sure that she always has Listerine around? So she, you know what I'm saying? Because before she kisses him, she got to make sure that she ain't sucking on his date. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just wild. It's wild. Like we've confused women. We've confused women into not knowing how to accept and embrace love from a real man anymore. And guess what? The real man, he's not attractive. The real man, he's not what they want. It's so funny because somebody was making a comment about you and me. Do you mind if I expound on that a little bit?
No, because again, anything dealing with my personal, I don't care. Don't. But we ain't finna. We ain't finna
Well,
do
no,
all that.
I wasn't talking about getting into anything personal. I was just addressing something because it kind of lines up with what we're talking about.
What they say?
Or better yet, how about I not use you as an example and I go to my dad? Let's talk about my father. My father was a loving man, but he wasn't overly affectionate. Um, he wasn't the kind of man that was gushy and you'll hear people say, oh, well, he doesn't say this about her and he doesn't say that about her and he doesn't do this and he doesn't do that and he doesn't and see this is the thing. The men that do that, those aren't straight men.
Mm,
That's the thing. Straight men really don't do that. Like especially not old school, like real hard down men. Will they express their emotions? Yes, they'll express their emotions with their loved one, but they're not going to be out in the street, fawning over women and doing. Real men don't act like that. So, when people start making these comments talking about, oh, well, he didn't do this and he didn't say this and he didn't do this and he didn't say this, like even some of the stuff, like when they was going after Nelly and Ashanti, a lot of the things that he says in jest or whatever the case may be, people, oh my God, he's not doing this. Oh my God, he's not saying this. Oh my God, oh my God. And guess what? Every man that I heard said it, I looked at him and I'm like, okay, Zest Monster, Sugar Plum Fairy. That's who's talking about it. Because real men don't pay attention to stuff like that. You know what real men do? They provide.
They handle
You
business,
know,
right?
real men handle business. Real
That's
men,
what that's what I was
go
about
ahead.
to say. You ain't got no, not to cut you off, but like you know who's who, and you can tell who raised these people. That's like saying, I think Chris Rock said the one joke. Um, yeah, I raised my kids. Like, okay, mother, well, you gotta say that. You ain't gotta say that. You should. That's what you should just do. Just like I ain't gotta be like, oh, I pay my taxes. I just pay the shits. That's it. I ain't gotta. I ain't.
It's
I'm just
nobody's,
handling
but
business.
see, that's the thing though. That's how screwed off in the head most of these content creators are. They don't realize you don't have opinions about straight men because you don't know any.
Okay.
You don't know any. All of the guys that you consort with, all of the guys that you hang around, they're all gay. They're not straight. You don't hear them shouting out anybody, even from the manospheres. Those
Side note.
weirdos.
Side note. It's
What?
funny you said something. You got to see this photo of Armand and Sway. Shout out to Sway from King Tech and Sway back in the day. Sway is a legend, radio legend. But the look on Sway's face, and Armand has a picture with them. You got to see it. That's all I got to
Oh
say.
no, I
Anyway,
saw the picture. I saw the picture because I know how Sway, I know exactly what Sway was thinking, but
what was Sway thinking?
salute to Secret Service Sam, because he's the one that hooked all of that up.
Oh, really?
Secret Service Sam has been hooking a lot of stuff up in the backdrop for people. Oh yeah, yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
see, Secret Service. Okay, all
Yeah,
right. Hmm.
Secret Service Sam is the one that invited Armand to meet Sway. So I guess he's his new Shluminati liaison. I
Maybe that's
also
what it
find
looks
it
like.
I also find it interesting because Secret Service Sam was the one who showed us all the video footage that he posted up of the Diddy investigators that were going through last year,
Mm-hmm.
asking,
Mm-hmm.
content creators pulling up on their houses, asking them if they wanted to do positive content for Diddy, and he sat there and played it off. But the thing is when I look back at it now and I look at the shenanigans that Secret Service Sam has been involved in and the things that he's been doing, like the simple fact that when that whole thing happened between um the talented Mr. Ricketts and Gene Deal, that he was the one to try to corroborate it, to make it seem like Gene Deal did something, like he was trying to help find a way to force a case on Gene Deal.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
all of that stuff,
Yeah.
when you look at everything with this, it's starting to look like Secret Service Sam was doing a little commercial to let the content creators know when these guys come around, if you want to get paid, holla at them.
Secret Agent Sam. How about that?
No, like seriously, I don't think anybody really paid attention to that. Like he was trying to make it, oh my God, they showed up at my house, and oh my God. And you guys are starting to weird me out. Like, how did you find me? How did you know? And whoop de
Mm-hmm.
whoop de woo. And guess what?
Mm-hmm.
He didn't file no police report. Because I would have filed a police report. Some weirdo
Yeah.
showed up at my house asking that. I got it on camera. Why didn't he call the police and file a police report against these people who were sitting there stalking him? Because that's what it was. It was stalking. Anybody who showed up at your house unannounced without you and they got your information, were able to find you and track you down, the first thing you should have been doing was filing a report.
Yeah. Real
But he
spill.
didn't. He didn't. What he did do was post it up. He posted up for a viral video. And I'm just starting to feel like maybe Secret Service Sam was really working for the other side the whole time. I mean, he was sitting there defending Armand over the more oil. Oh, and Armand, he was working so hard. And everybody, you better keep supporting Armand. And he worked so hard during this trial and he did such a good job. And whoop-de woo and yada, yada, yada. And I'm just like, I don't know, dude. Because I tell you what, after that video popped out, Mr. Let Go sat up there and did his whole little, and yeah, and if anybody comes to my house, I'm going to defend myself, and I got this and I got that. And then he turned straight crazy on me, remember? And he tried to create a
Mm-hmm.
situation between us and somebody else. I'm
Mm-hmm.
really starting to think that Secret Service Sam has been working the Diddy agenda the entire time.
Mm.
Because I'm gonna tell you
Mm.
something right now. One of the best plants that the government can use is someone pretending to be a comedian. Because his comedic career, it seems to be about as relevant as Aries Spears. Like I'm looking at Secret Service Sam real side eye. Like real side eye. Very side eye.
Yeah. Well, I think that's one thing for sure. Just paying attention to these quote unquote content creators and the content that they push. Yeah, you that tells you everything. I think that's
Mm-hmm.
the gist of this story or this live here. And my bad, I on the thumbnail, that's what I was doing. I was working. I'm sitting there looking at the thumbnail. It said Pax. It's supposed to say Pox. Pox, whatever. When I said Tupac, it said it auto corrected and put Pax. So I'm gonna change that once it's done. I don't like that, like putting stuff up that people try to clown you. Like it's funny, I was looking at what was it, Latisa, speaking of another content creator.
Mm.
She spelled chaos CHOAS. I was like, what is
Mm.
coas? What is that? She was trying to, this was today. I think she might have changed it. I hope she changed it. But it said it was supposed to be chaos, but she put coas. I was like, God damn.
I
Coas.
find it real funny. I'm still
Choas.
trying to figure out
Choas.
when um when Ticket
Show ass
TV is
dumb.
gonna when Ticket TV is going to invest in Hooked on Phonics.
Oh, God.
But I mean, considering how much he listens to Trash It and Grouch, I won't get my hopes up for it. I'm really disappointed because I was really hoping that he wasn't a plant. Like I was really hoping that he was somebody that gave a damn about the truth. You know, anytime anybody gets online as often as frequently as he does, and you know,
Breaking news.
puts all of that passion into it and trying to convince people that he really cares about stuff, it just makes you wonder like everybody knows Tasha K is one of the biggest liars in the world. Everyone knows that you know what I mean? Her content is not something you should really, really, really be sourcing as source material.
I
And
might,
to
I
see the way
might,
he keeps like,
Jag, side note, I might have to get at her because I've gotten, somebody sent me something and I got something. She used a copyrighted image, an image that I copywrote of you to talk shit
oh
about you. I
really?
might have to, yeah, I might have to get at her about some things. We'll see. I'm just getting some other legal
Oh
stuff out the
really?
way. I might have to
She
get at her.
she's using one
I
of
have
our
the proof.
copyright
Yeah,
she's using one of
to use the
our
copyrighted
copywritten.
photo.
Oh.
I have the proof. Don't say nothing. I'll just yeah. I meant to bring
Well,
that up. I forgot about
it's
that.
not a matter of not saying anything. You already know they got all the spies in the world sitting here in this room,
It's too
sitting
late.
up
The
in
content's
this
already out there.
room,
She used it. She's gonna have to pay you.
sitting up in this room,
Probably. You
thinking
already know.
about you. I must
You are a
confess.
mess doing your shit on YouTube.
No, it's just funny because when you look at all of the stuff that just people are perpetrating here, it's wild to me. You started out talking about Diddy and his gossiping and this and that and the other, and then I'm sitting there looking at Ticket like, wow, since when did you become an advertiser for Trashy K content? Like I'm just trying to figure that part out. Like you want to sit up there, like it's just wild to me because last night I did a whole live breaking down and connecting the dots of how the misinformation and the chaos from thumbnail to larger platforms that are supposed to be considered as credible news. I'm sitting there breaking it all down, and all of a sudden, Fran Shakay has to come and run online today, first thing today, and she has to talk about Gina. Now, if everybody remembers last night, I pulled up the clip of the Gina
Mm-hmm.
talking about how TMZ was going to put a fake story on her to cover for Diddy. And then I pulled out the Belial clip
Yep.
and I started reminding people what that was hitting for, whole 9 yards. And I point, I pointed my finger square at Trashy the Grouch for all of the setup work that she do. And people actually think that she jumping online today. And I don't know. I'm thinking about. I think maybe I should go live and talk with the community about this evening.
I,
Um,
I was going to suggest that because I think, look,
because no, because it's really disappointing to see the way Ticket TV is just eating this crap up and how he's, sitting there just like, yeah, yeah, you gotta listen to what she said. You gotta listen to what she said. Why? Plenty of people listened to what she had to say about Cardi B, and it was all lies. She was drug into court and she lost, and she still can't pay that debt. While she's sitting there talking about all of her viral interviews, apparently they're not enough to pay that woman the money that she owes her for lying on her and her child.
hmm
So, I'm just
and well, I got it. Let me because the thing is it's funny we mentioned Trasha, um, the transcripts for the stuff that she was. I mean, you need to talk about that. But let me get let me finalize, get the transcripts or whatever, and then yeah, um,
no, it's just
yeah,
no, it's just kind of wild to me. It's kind of wild to me because she instantly gets online and yeah, Shabbat Shalom, baby. She gets online and she keeps like trying to do damage control, covering things up.
yeah.
But it's funny because if anybody really listens to what was being said, and I guess see, and that's how that's how I know the ticket is being coached in the backdrop. Because if he was really paying attention to what was going on, he probably would have stayed away from that one. He was so busy trying to throw Gina under the bus and trying to keep the Diddy thing up and promote Tasha K all at the same time. It really wasn't a trifecta because I think he missed what she said. She was talking about the timeline and how she had just had a viral interview with the Kevin Hart and the viral video of Will Smith. She didn't have a viral video of Will Smith. She had a viral video with Brother Belial
Wow.
about Will Smith. See, that was flashlight number one that she was up all night listening to our live last night. And then she started talking about how Gina came to her and how Gina was in Miami and how Gina needed to do an interview and insisted that she pay and insisted that she pay and insisted that she pay. Yeah, but why? Because you didn't pay nobody else. You haven't
Mm-hmm.
paid anybody else. You're
Mm-hmm.
not paying anybody else. So why would you even be considering paying her when you don't pay anybody? But and Gina kept insisting, and see, and the reason why she did that was because the feds was going after all of Puff's girlfriends, and they was tapping all of their phones, and she was trying to line me up to make it look like I paid her to lie on Diddy to cover everything for the trial and for the investigation, and whoop, that shit don't even make no sense. It don't even make no sense. That was before the HSI raid months before.
Yeah.
Gina wasn't even around in the picture at that time. She wasn't even a person of note at that time. We're supposed to believe that. We're supposed to believe. Yeah, and better not nobody believe nothing that Gina say, and better not nobody believe nothing that Gina say, because see, if anybody believes anything that Gina says, then if they believed your first interview where you called out Harvey Levin for staging a story to cover for Puff, then that would be bad for you.
Yeah.
See, she didn't know 7 years later that that interview was going to come back
It's a bite.
to haunt Gina or anybody else. So we're supposed to believe that you coming forward now and trying to burn Gina, so don't nobody believe nothing that she say, especially the simple fact that she was sitting there telling everybody about Lori Harvey. Oh, and she made mention of Lori Harvey too. And don't
Mm.
nobody believe nothing that Gina say. Don't nobody believe nothing that Gina say, because she's a liar. And she tried to set me up to make it seem like I paid her to lie. No. What you did was got a phone call from the elites who told you the Jaguar Wright went live and used everything that you had to say in that interview, lining up how Lori Hardy was actually with Diddy and she was seen naked. Yeah, of course you don't want nobody to believe nothing that Gina says, because your bosses came back to you saying Jaguar Wright just figured it all out. She just pointed the finger square at your head and everything that you had to say, and you sat there and agreed whatever. You leaned it in, and now and you corroborated that Harvey was fixing stories, and it's bad enough they got the Demore story and they're pulling everything together, and you better go and clean this up. That's what happened.
But
I
also,
bet you that dollars to donuts. I bet you dollars to donuts after my live last night. They ran down on your monkey ass.
Cat said,
Yeah,
"Abort, Teddy,
Teddy,
abort."
abort.
That's hilarious.
Abort, Teddy.
I,
Exactly.
I'm only gonna go. I'm only gonna go a few more minutes because I told you my battery's
No.
acting up. It's going bad. But we gonna wrap it up. Look, but also you got to think about when I'm starting to put two and two together about who's behind all the dogpiling of you,
Hmm.
and yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. Yep, yep.
I just find it funny. I find it funny. And if Ticket TV thinks that I forgot when that fake lawsuit that Ariel Kid put me in, alleging that I did something that I didn't do.
And you couldn't have done it because you were in custody, and we have the
Yeah, because
paperwork
I
to
was
prove it. But
in custody for something else that I also didn't do. I was released, no lay prosecute. Um, I find it interesting that even though I had a wrench on his channel and I made it clear that I supported any of his content that was truthful and all of that, and I encourage people to go to his channel. I help promote his channel, for crying out loud. Um, I find it interesting how quickly he was to run with that story, because I mean he was so hot to run with that story. And then when I saw it and I pulled up and I asked him to drop the link, he was so hesitant. He was so resistant to do it. And I'm like, Ticket, if you want to talk about this, I'm here. Drop the link. And then I sat there and I cleared it up, and he really couldn't run with that story anymore. It's just funny. It's like it's real funny that people think I don't see them. I don't see what they doing. I don't see their movements. Don't none of y'all fool me. When you gave me a wrench so that I could defend myself from all of the nasty comments that happened in your chat, like, come on, man. Ain't you down there in Florida too? Just like Lionel B, just like Tasha K. Like they done lost so many other content creators that I burned through. I'm starting to believe that you one of the new ones, because they started finding people with larger platforms. But they're always using people to come up against me, you know, that I helped build they channel or promoted them in some way. You know, it's just it's really disappointing. We got 85 people in this room. I know it's not 16 spies. And even if you are, you can hit that like. That would be such just so appreciated. You know what I mean? Well, see, this is the thing. Anybody can read a document. The question is, who's giving you those documents? Where are you getting all those documents from? Now, I'll give him this. He doesn't get his documents as fast as make it make sense, but controlled opposition is controlled opposition. And considering the fact after the way he went after Natanya, because me and Ticket was perfectly fine until he went after Natanya. And then when I'm like, yo, what's going on? Like, this is a real Diddy survivor. Why are you doing what you're doing? He didn't say nothing to me. They went back and forth. He apologized to her, never apologized to me, and simply took my wrench and blocked and banned me from the channel. I didn't do anything wrong to him. I guess he got burned, so he needed to shut down all contact. It's just wild. It's wild. It's so wild. Like it's just funny to me. It's funny to me, but I don't really trip. I mean, he never did anything to promote my channel. One day he had said something about he had put up my cash app when I came to sit with him and ask people to donate. Not too many people really did. He it's not like he would often promote my channel or drop my link in the channel. I know Auntie Leah would if she was over there. Um, but I just, it's just wild to me. It's wild to me. But I tell you one thing, anybody who spends this much time corroborating and asking people to listen to and to double down on anything that liar Transarena Kiwi has to say, then God bless you. God bless you because you would have to be stupid to listen to anything that she's saying and to think that anything that she's doing, especially when she sounds as hyperactive as she sounded. Ooh, that's when you know she's working hard to cover her lie. When she starts getting like really emphatic and her voice starts, going up real high. Really funny. Really, really, really funny. Ooh,
Mm.
so funny. But yeah, I love it. I love it. Who did the dog pile with the Angie Stone story? Oh, that was paperwork. That was paperwork. I had all
Mm.
those people come up on the channel. He would drop down and leave me there so a bunch of people could come and attack me. Like it's really funny. Like all of the people that pretend like they actually support me in one way or another and whoopty whoopty woo and
And then switch the room, and then go left on you.
hmm
That's a shame.
and I
It's a
wish I was
shame.
making it up. I wish I could say that I was just paranoid. But I got too many people in my life who watched it happen that has absolutely nothing to do with me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Auntie Leah. I appreciate that. And even still, there's no ill will. I have no ill will against anyone. What I don't like are opportunists, and what I don't like are people who opt up on some controlled opposition bullshit, pretending that they one way when they really another. That I don't like. Like I
Yeah.
appreciate the bad guys that just say they bad guys. I don't like the ones that live, between and through the lines. But
Yep.
I just like I said, I found it really interesting. But when I love making weak hoes move around. I
Well, we don't.
love making me weak hoes move around. I do. I love it. I
We
love it.
we
We
don't.
did that
We,
live last night. We got what, like 100K views? Did we
uh-huh.
get 100K last night?
It was a
Let's
hundred. It
see.
was 100. It's 100.
We got a Yeah, we got
Yeah. There's.
100K views last night. I guess that 100K views was enough. I wish we had more likes, but it hasn't been 24 hours quite yet, you know. But for real, like we had 101K views on that live from last night, and I guess that was enough to make her get up and do a little damage control. Don't believe anything Gina says. Don't believe anything Gina says, because Gina tried to get me to lie. Gina tried to get me to pay her so that she could say it's woo woo woo. And all of this happened right after Cassie dropped her lawsuit, before the feds even started doing their official investigation, before the HSI raid, before the Cassie videotape came out, before they issued the arrest warrant, before Puff got arrested. Like that was almost a year. And you telling me of all of the people that they was after Gina. Gina was so far off the radar at that point, it don't even make no sense. Yeah, she is the biggest liar on YouTube. So you got to ask yourself what kind of content creator feels comfortable running with commentary with her thoughts about what she thinks about something that came out of nowhere from the biggest liar on YouTube. Yeah.
Right. Right.
Shout out to Ticket TV. Keep up the bad work.
Well, yeah, they all need to keep up the bad work. Like I
Like he
said,
said, I'm cut from a different cloth.
and like I said, I'm playing
Everybody in the
checkers.
NBA says so too.
Oh damn! Why you see?
Everybody in the NBA said you was cut from a different cloth too.
Damn,
That's not me being, I'm not being an asshole about it. That's just me keeping it real. That's what they all
damn,
said. He was cut from a different cloth, not NBA cloth. He was the worst NBA player in the history of the NBA. That's what they said. And now he's here, live online. You want to know what else too? I meant to tell you there's another a content creator that I bumped into that I haven't seen before. He's now reviewing the Manny, the Wise and the Finney and the Finley business, and she's sitting there running down on people, and she's talking about that guy, the D Wave or D Wave guy, and she was calling him out for pushing the Finleys to go after Manny, even though it was clearly premeditated and it's all on Manny. But look at what y'all did. And she was sitting there talking about how she has a YouTube class teaching people what to say, how to say it, and what to do. I want to
wow,
look further into her. I want to know more
wow,
about this YouTube class. I want to know if it's the YouTube class that people were going to where they were teaching people how to defame me and get away with it and make money off of my name, and how to sit there and block things in my chat, and how to run from one chat room to another. Because she was, don't say that in my chat. Don't say that in my chat. Don't mess with my engagement. Don't say that in my chat if it's not true. Don't get my video struck. Oh, she was going crazy. Oh, I know
mm,
they're suppressing me on TikTok as well. I'm not even over there. They've been over on TikTok working overtime trying to suppress me and trying to knock down all of my everything on TikTok. They're doing it everywhere. They're doing it everywhere. Well, now I'm just about. No, I don't need him to unblock me. You got to understand this, Auntie Leah. If he took my wrench after he attacked Natanya and I asked him why he did that, and he couldn't give a plausible reason, if he took my wrench and blocked me from the chat and from the channel, so couldn't nobody see a comment, couldn't nobody do anything, that says everything about him. That says everything about him, because I never did anything but support him. But I've been watching him ever since then, and he's looking real interesting. And I don't try to get in the way of nobody's channel, and I don't try to kill nobody's views. I don't try to make nobody not make money. I don't try to not promote anybody or anything like that. But to go from being a supporter to doing that, to go from me being a mod on his channel, and I never did anything but treat his channel with respect and positively and encourage people. Anybody who told me to go over there, whoopty whoopty whoop, all of that. And you not only do you take the wrench, but you block me from the channel and you block me so can't nobody see none of my comments. It's probably because you're afraid of what I'm gonna say. Probably because you know you fucked up and you hoping that I'll let you make it.
Well, look, again,
So yeah.
let's put a well, you definitely need to drop the part two because there's a lot more that I know you just kind of scratched the surface in all honesty with
I'm
what you
not.
did last night. You're not gonna
Listen
do
to
it?
me. I am not. No, I'm not saying that I'm not gonna go live. I'm saying that there's a lot. We're gonna roll it out slowly. We're gonna roll it out
Yeah,
piece by piece. But what I
yeah,
may do tonight is just point out exactly how fast I made Transrena jump up off of her ass today and run to the internet to cover for her bosses while I'm busy blowing up their disinformation campaign and showing everybody exactly how how how, how sketchy and unethical all of their so-called reporting is.
yeah. Well, like I said, the way I got them moving, I said I'm playing chess, they playing Uno. They gonna be upstate drinking Pruno. Um, shoe program, nigga. Yeah, the person that I'm talking to said that there's a network, and it's just only evident. It's just a network of weirdos, because that's the only one I'm gonna call them.
Hmm.
I'm not gonna say trolls. I say weirdos. When you start
And
interfering
cyber
with people's
criminals.
start interfering with people's personal lives and doxing, even if it's just you putting first and last names out there, then you get to putting addresses out there and
How many times
everybody
did we
attached
get
to you.
doxxed in the past year?
I don't give a damn. I'm just gonna be retribution for that. Even if you, yeah, like these people are weirdos, and that's pretty much really what it boils down to, just weirdos. And when you got these weirdos on a move like that, and the head of the weirdos did that, Jag, like I said, remember what I said about being in that position of power.
Don't believe nothing that Gina say, even if she said it with me. Don't believe
Well,
nothing.
you got to look at what Mirage just dropped. So we're gonna log off and we could check that out. And then also,
Oh yeah,
y'all,
yeah, yeah.
Auntie Leah just dropped something. The Jamal Roberts story. Y'all go over to Auntie Leah's channel and check it out. And if you don't have her channel, I just made a post. Just go to her post and check it out.
Jamal
Yeah,
Roberts.
this phone's gonna just die. So
Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
let me go ahead and wrap this. I appreciate y'all. We up out of here.
Peace.